Ahoy, mateys. Welcome aboard another episode of my podcast, Ports and Sports. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Right now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Virgin's bar tab. I don't know if you've ever sailed on Virgin, even ever heard of Virgin. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I got to sail with them last year. I was very happy that I did. And I want to share something with you. There's a million things to be able to share with them, as well as a million things to share about any other cruise line. And cruises are my specialty. Today, I'm going to focus in on their bar tab, and why? Maybe because it's just a little different than maybe what you're used to with other cruise lines and the way that they go about their drink package. All right, so let me get into it. In opposition to, not opposition, maybe that's a comparison. That's a better word. In comparison with other cruise lines, Virgin is a little different in a lot of different ways. And when it comes to their drink package, they're a little different in that way too. First off, they include some drinks that other cruise lines normally do not include, such as well, up here in Michigan, we say pop. Wherever you are from, maybe you say soda, maybe you say Coke for everything, depending on what part of the country you're from. Most of the time on cruise lines, you pay extra to be able to get a soft drink of any kind. And you can include that in a package if you'd like. They do have their own little packages that include soft drinks and not necessarily alcohol package. Virgin, it comes standard. Sparkling water comes standard. So they include different things that other cruise lines don't. And then, so in a way that's already different in itself. But when it comes to their drink package, they don't have one. And that's something that's very different compared to the other cruise lines. Other cruise lines do have drink packages. They'll have maybe their own version of a soft drink package. I know with Carnival it was called the Bubbles package, and I'm sure other cruise lines have different names for theirs. And then when it comes to alcoholic drinks or pretty much all the other drinks, they're going to have their packages too. And typically those packages are kind of priced out where it's a certain price per person per day. And I know usually along with the alcohol package, that is like if two people are in the cabin and one person wants it, they both have to have it. Generally, that is the case because they don't want one person getting it and sharing it with the other person that didn't pay for it and, uh, you know, kind of taking advantage of the system. So for the most part, they do want both people to be able to get it. They may be a little bit more loose when it comes to their soda package, their pop. I want to say pop. I so badly want to say pop because that's what I always say. Their soft drink. Hopefully that covers everybody in the nation. Their soft drink package. They might be a little bit more loose with that one, but alcohol they're a little bit more stricter. Again, Virgin's going to be a little different. So they don't have that you have to pay per person per day type of package like most of the other cruise lines do. They have what they call a bar tab. And with the bar tab, is sort of like you spend money ahead of time, and then it's earmarked on your account for drinks, and then as you go along, you're able to use that bar tab however you see fit. For instance, let's say you put $100 on your bar tab up front. Well, now you got $100 to spend with on the ship, or if you end up going to their I'm gonna say their private island, but their private beach club that's in Bimini, Bahamas. You can use it there too. If you were to buy a drink and that's $10, you buy another drink that's $10, buy another drink that's $10. There's $30. Now you got $70 left on your bar tab without it affecting anything later on that you have to owe them later on. Obviously, if you spend all your bar tab, then you could put more on it later on if you'd like to. But if not, you don't. You don't, and that's okay too. You're not forced to do that, but you're also not forced to pay a certain amount of per person per day like the other cruise lines are doing. That's why I say it's a little different in that regards. And it's kind of nice to be able to have that flexibility, especially if you'd like to maybe enjoy some more drinks or cocktails, but don't want to spend the higher price. Now, if you're someone that goes on and drinks one drink after another, then yeah, those other cruise lines probably that is something that you're going to enjoy, and that is worth the money for you. But on Virgin, you don't have to necessarily do that. And you don't have to have a bar tab in order to buy a drink. Obviously, you can buy a drink at any point in time. But they have that as an option, as an alternative to your traditional drink packages. They have those bar tabs. So you put $100 down, again, just for instance, now you have $100 to play with on your cruise. If you put $200 down, now you have $200 to play with. You know how much you drink, and you know how much you might have earmarked in your own budget to spend on alcohol. And it doesn't even have to be alcohol. If it's a bar tab, it's whatever you want. So it could be an alcoholic drink. It could be a special coffee drink. It could be a pick whatever, whatever it might be. It doesn't have to necessarily be an alcoholic drink. It's kind of neat in that way. And another thing that is I guess you could say a positive for Virgin when it comes to their bar tab, depending on how much you put on. They're even willing to kick in a little bit extra too. Might not be like you're going to get it doubled or anything like that. But if you put in, let's say, $100, they might be willing to kick in another $25. If you put in $200, they might be willing to put in another $50. So you're getting free money when it comes to this alcohol, well, this bar tab, to be able to spend on that, which is really nice. If it's, let's say you put in 200 and they give you another 50, I mean, that could be an additional 5 drinks right there that you didn't have to pay out of your own pocket. They're willing to put that in. That's kind of nice, and it's kind of unique when it comes to Virgin, when it comes to their bar tab. One other nice thing that is regarding that, not necessarily it's part of the bar tab, but just in general when it comes to Virgin, is that their drinks in general are not as expensive as other cruise lines and other places that you would get a drink, which is pretty nice too. For instance, let's say you are a wine drinker. I'm not a humongous wine drinker. If I drink wine, I like it to be more on the sweeter side, like a Moscato. But whatever. Let's say you want to get a wine drink. Typically, what you might spend on another cruise line, or what you might spend, let's say in an upscale restaurant or boutique or someplace, you're gonna spend less on Virgin, which is real nice. I want to see if I can get you maybe some numbers on this. I'm trying to look up the numbers myself here, but I'm having difficulty doing it. I'll get it up here in just a second. I know I got them. It went away from me real quick. All right, let's see here. So I was looking at wine. All right, let's go to beer. All right, let's talk about beer. Now let's say you get a standard beer, maybe a Heineken. We'll just pull one out of a hat, a Heineken. And on a premium cruise line, you might spend about $8.25 on the drink. If you go to like some sort of hotel, you might be spending $10 on it. What are you going to spend on Virgin? You're going to spend $7 on a Heineken. That's you can kind of see how the pricing can work for that. Now, if you were to get like a premium drink, a premium beer, I should say, because a Heineken's more of a standard. That could range anywhere from $7 to $11. Where on another cruise line, it's anywhere between $12 to $16.50 for it. So you can see where you can kind of save on that. Handmade cocktails. Let's say you want to get a standard basic cocktail. On Virgin, it's going to run you around $9, whereas another cruise line might be $11, an upscale restaurant $16, $18.50 at a hotel. If you get a premium cocktail, you might be looking at $14 on another cruise line, $18.50 at a restaurant, $21 at a hotel. You're spending $11 on Virgin. For a handcrafted cocktail, you're going to range you anywhere from $10 to $13, where you're going to spend more on the higher end at the other places. $13 on another cruise line, $16 at a restaurant, $18.50 at a hotel. So you kind of get the point there that these cruise lines in other areas are going to be more expensive than Virgin, and it's something that I don't go on cruises to drink. In all honesty, I might have one or two here or there. It's not my purpose when I go on a cruise. But there are people that do like to go on cruises and like to have a good time, and the alcohol package is important to them. And by all means, if that's what you do, I'm not stopping you from or discouraging getting the alcohol package on other cruise lines or even going on the other cruise lines. I'm just talking this about Virgin. This is something that's nice about Virgin. If you would like to try Virgin, if you'd like me to book you a trip on Virgin, I will be happy to do it. And to know that if you do go on Virgin, you don't have to worry about a drink package per se. You can just do the bar tab. Put however much you would like to budget out in your budget, $100, 150, whatever it may be. It could be less. It could be $50. It could be $20. Whatever it is that is in your budget that you want to spend on alcohol, do it ahead of time. They might be able to throw in some extra for you, and then just go on your ship and enjoy it. You don't have to worry about getting a certain amount or paying a high exorbitant amount of prices, and enjoy that they have drinks that aren't as expensive as the other cruise lines. So a little positive thing for Virgin that I wanted to talk to you about today. That's all I'm going to discuss today. As I've mentioned, there are a million things that could be said about Virgin, and there's a million other things that could be said about other cruise lines. Those are my specialty, and maybe another podcast I'll get into them. But today I was talking about Virgin's bar tab. Hope you learned something from it. If you did enjoy it, please like the video. Please feel free to make a comment. Maybe you had a chance to go on Virgin and try out some of their cocktails. Their cocktails are a little unique too. They're not always the typical ones that you might see on other places too. And you are able to look up their menu online if you'd like. So yeah, if feel free to write in the comments if there's something that you've experienced or that you'd like to share. I'd love to read it and talk with you about it. And again, if you enjoy the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it. Feel free to share it to others. I'd love to be your travel agent, your family and friends' travel agent. Make this world a happier place, one vacation at a time. And if that's the case, if you'd like me to book you a cruise, which is my specialty, or any other type of vacation, reach out to me. You can reach out to me through email. My email address is j.paradise.travels@gmail.com. paradise.travels@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me through a message on Facebook or Instagram. Jay's Paradise Travels are those handles. JAYS, no apostrophe, make it easier for you. Jay's Paradise Travels. You can reach out to me through there. Down below in the description, you'll see a link to my calendar where you can book an appointment with me. We can talk on the phone or over Zoom. And or you could look on my website and reach out to me that way. Plenty of options for you. Try to make it simple, whatever is your preferred method of contact. Feel free to reach out to me. And I hope you like this video. Hope you learned something from it, took something away. And I will talk to you guys again another time. Take care. Bye-bye.